It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Boston Celtics. Looking at Boston, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things here on the analyst desk. On the basketball court, that's turnovers, that's missing assignments, missing rebounds. Same thing. Like, I know this is our, 82nd game this year. You're starting to feel a little bit. That's how those guys feel.
I didn't know the midpoint was the 82nd game. But anyway, injuries start to take a toll.
No, but we've done 87nd 2 games. Doesn't mean the teams.
We've done a lot of games in our role here in the
right.
You
get 2 games a night, remember?
on the set.
Yeah, anyway, I was saying the injuries, they start to take a toll. Not just the big ones, the little ones. Type of injuries I hate are the freak injuries. One time, Ernie, I was walking with my shoes off, stubbed my toe.
That's called barefoot.
That's a freak injury. Stubbed my toe, was out for 6 weeks. So you got to get rest, eat well.
Well, if you kick a
ice
brick
those
wall,
knees,
that's not a...
and man up.
Yeah, maybe you should. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. So for the Celtics, their last game, a loss to the Grizzlies in Memphis at the FedEx Forum. And they took that loss to just 1 point. Those close ones hurt the most.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
It'll be the Celtics off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On the court for the Celtics, Sullinger and Zeller are the duo down low. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. And it's Crowder and it's small forward. Nice job coming off that screen. Thomas got the first points up on the board tonight here for Boston.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared him down as he was hitting shots, looked at that bench. Man, he had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. You look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark, they won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger, I think.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Anthony in the corner. Pass to Porzingis. In the corner, Aflalo with it. To the wing right side. Galloway, good for the basket. Starting off 1-for-1 with that shot.
And speaking of the intangibles for Robin Lopez, he's great at boxing out for rebounds and setting screens offensively. Again, things that there really aren't stats that are kept, but those are ways you can impact the game. And those are the kind of plays that often go overlooked.
Now here's Aflalo. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Crowder, the pass to Thomas. At the elbow, Sullinger. It's deflected, and so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Clock at 2. Bradley drives in. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
And Lopez, or as they like to call him, Rolo, an elite rim protector. Just a really good shot blocker, but he doesn't chase blocks. He just challenges every shot inside without fouling.
Now here's Lopez. An 11-point game for him in the win against Milwaukee.
And don't forget about his work on the glass. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Here's Thomas. The Knicks making the shot. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Sullinger, the screen. Crowder dishes to Sullinger. Bradley kicks to Crowder. From deep three-point range. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. There's a break in the action, so a rundown now. The most reliable power forwards and centers over the past month when it comes to shooting the basketball. Second, Robin Lopez.
And it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Yes, sir. I mean, these guys make the most of every one of their easy opportunities. Missing layups is simply not part of their routine.
Here's Porzingis. And he uses the glass on the layup. Porzingis has got his first points in this one.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Sullinger passes to Zeller, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Now Thomas, after the missed three by Carmelo. Thomas kicks to Sullinger. The dish to Bradley. Fires from deep. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Here's Porzingis. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Milwaukee.
And how about the block shots, guys? I mean, just overpowering on the defensive side. Really, he was the intimidator.
Now here's Aflalo. They trail by 3. Bradley dishes to Thomas. Shoots the 3. The shot by Crowder, no good. The Knicks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Passes it to Porzingis. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. Here's Galloway. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
He's off on the first. And watching Jay Crowder, he can really beast you up, Greg, and take you out of your game. One of the most physical wings, I think, in the NBA.
And, you know, not the most flexible athlete, but he makes up for that with that strength that you mentioned. It allows him to control the pace. I mean, he's a bumper and a grinder and hitting a big three out of nowhere. So he's what we call a true gamer.
You know, looking at Jay Crowder, he got traded from Dallas to Boston in the Rondo deal last season. Nobody expected all that much from him. All he did was go out and become one of the most valuable players on that team.
Now here's Aflalo. He's coming off a 16-point game against Milwaukee.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates. And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Bradley, excellent D there from Aflalo.
You know, when you talk about Jay Crowder, there are those that you win because of, and then there are guys like him that you win with. I mean, the guy who's going to take the charge, commit the hard foul, do what others won't, really shows the heart of a champion. And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
And Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, you know, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
Now, here's Thomas. He's coming off a 16-point game against Memphis.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side. Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick-fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass. Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
Thomas checked in for Porzingis. David Lee's checked in for Boston. Celtics trail by 3. Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway he had to adapt.
Yeah, that's a great fadeaway to borrow from for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game, and this shot makes that even deadlier.
Here's Crowder. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket. after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
How can you stop that? With a crossover that quick, that lightning quick, a defender has to be almost superhuman to stay in front of that.
Oh, Quinn can't hit.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Pass to Thomas. Sullinger the screen. Just 5 to shoot from 13, and Anthony sends it back. Thomas, no good. The Knicks have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Thomas against Sullinger. Back to Aflalo. The pass to Thomas. Kicks to Carmelo. Lee with the steal. Thomas passes to Sullinger. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And, of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backboard.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Williams, he's checked in for Anthony. Vujicic comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. And then for Boston, Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Sullinger. Turner comes in for Jay Crowder. And Smart subbed in for Bradley. Greg, you're talking about Isaiah Thomas before. Certainly his short stature limits him on the defensive side.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't rack up a ton of steals, given his instincts and quickness. I think he really focuses on making his impact at the offensive end.
The Celtics have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. He kicks to Lee. With the teardrop, and he gets the bucket. And the Celtics lead by 2.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
Now here's Williams. Thomas kicks to O'Quinn. New York moving it around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. In 3rd, the Knicks. In 4th, the Celtics.
Both of these teams have established tempo as an identity. I mean, they're playing fast and scoring in bunches.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Grant drops them both. Boston's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. Grant against Thomas. He dishes it to Olynyk. He feeds it to Smart. Picked by Lee. Now here's Smart. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Now Grant. Dishes it to O'Quinn. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
Jerebko's checked in for Boston. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Knicks?
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
That's good. Lee's got his second basket.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number one for them right now.
Now, here's O'Quinn. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. A second chance effort. Olynyk with the steal. And Smart with a clear path to the hoop. There's the bucket. Good. Smart's got his first basket of the night.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint. And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
Now here's Turner. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And guys, that was their night. I mean, it seemed like everything they shot went in.
It happens that way sometimes, guys. It was just one of those games where the hot shooting of a couple of players became contagious and nobody was stoppable.
The Knicks making a switch here. Serafin's checked in. .153 left in the first quarter. Grant with the ball. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Serafin kicks to Vujicic. Upside Thomas. New York needs to get off a shot. Vujicic dishes to Thomas. And the Knicks miss again.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
Now here's Williams. Marcus Smart missing that last shot. Grant gets a wide open look. No good from outside. Boston's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. And Olynyk kicks to Turner. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Lee. And that one's good. Lee's got 6.
He really made that mismatch pay off. A defender giving up that much size isn't going to be able to put up much resistance near the basket.
Now here's Grant. Outside Thomas from past the arc. Thomas with another miss. The Celtics with the lead. And here is Olynyk. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. No good from Lee. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Grant outside. The feed now to Serafin. Got a hand on it. Now here's Smart. He's covered by Grant. Fires from deep. And that one's good. And that's now 7 points for Marcus Smart. 5 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Vujicic. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Celtics lead by 5. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens lured away from a very successful tenure with the Butler Bulldogs. He talked about the challenge of making that decision.
The only hard part of that decision is leaving a place that you really loved for 13 years. I couldn't have left without knowing that it was a place that we were going to stay together and really commit to a process together. And I was sold on that, and I continue to be sold on it.
I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks locked in his stockpile.
Well, I don't know how he would address that question, but I do know he's feeling real good about his decision. I mean, taking the Celtics to the playoffs in just his second season, I mean, I think he's one of the bright coaching stars in the NBA today. It was the NBA's game and college basketball's loss when he moved on to the Celtics.
Well, look at that jam! I mean, just beautiful.
Whoa, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Here's Serafin, and he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Here's Bradley. His last outing, 16 points for him. It's stolen by Calderon. Anthony, the pass to Porzingis. Serafin kicks to Anthony. Oh!
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Now here's Zeller. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Bradley drives in. Here's Sullinger, but they'll get another chance. Zeller finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Zeller's got 6. Knicks trail by 5. Calderon dishes to Serafin. Outside Anthony. And Anthony gets double teamed. Calderon in the corner. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Kevin Serafin. Celtics leading by 5. Thomas kicks to Zeller, and the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That is his first foul of the game. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Feeds it to Crowder. Zeller, a screen on Anthony. Shot clock at 5. Boston needs to get off a shot. Shot by Zeller, no good.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage, too. So really solid production in his first couple of years. Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
The Celtics have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Picked by Zeller. Bradley against Calderon. Here's Crowder. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Crowder's got 5 now.
And I think the big thing for Zeller was that he found his role in the league. He knows he'll be an energy guy who has to make the most of his touches. And to his credit, he is nothing but a positive force on the floor.
You know, what an advantage he brings to this offense, guys. I mean, being able to drain the three ball, that really can spread a defense and extend the defense as well.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Lopez, he's checked in for the Knicks. And the Celtics with possession here. Now Thomas. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. Bradley passes to Zeller to the right side. Nice ball movement by Boston. And he gets it to go. Thomas got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over him.
You know, guys sometimes love proving people wrong. You know that from guys you've played with. And, Greg, this mismatch gives him an opportunity to quiet the haters and naysayers.
Yeah, okay.
For Boston, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Pass to Sullinger. Stolen by O'Quinn. Here's Anthony. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 3 assists in the game. Celtic shooting percentage, 59%. The offense is running smoothly. Sullinger outside. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Sullinger's got his second basket of the game.
If they think that kind of defense is going to get it done against him, they're mistaken.
Here's Anthony. And Boston with the rebound. Their last encounter was in Boston.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
They got worked over on the boards. That's about as plain as I can put it. You can't leave your teammates on an island down there. You need everybody going to the glass.
3 on the clock. Thomas gets a wide open look. And the 3 off target. The Knicks have gotten all but 1 of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. O'Quinn dishes to Galloway. Calderon with it. Pass to Galloway. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Tries from 16. They get it back.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
The Celtics have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Bradley kicks to Thomas. Sullinger right side. Fades. It's rebounded by New York. Lopez has got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Calderon gets it to go on the assist by Anthony. Calderon's got 4 this quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Calderon against Bradley. Back to Sullinger. There it is, his 3rd basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
The drive by Anthony, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Jared Sullinger.
Hard to believe this, but Carmelo feels as if he's been underrated as a superstar to this point in his career. And I'm sure there are a lot of conflicting opinions on that topic.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
The first one falls. For Carmelo, the numbers are there for him to be treated as a Tier 1 star still, I think, Clark, but it's hard to call him underrated.
Yeah, I think he'll be underrated until he's able to get to the championship round or maybe even win a ring. There's one thing that's clear, though. He's been under a lot of pressure since he's come into the league, and he hasn't been underrated in that regard.
And Anthony drops them both. Boston trailing. And here is Thomas. 5 points in the game. There's the pick. Lopez with the block. And they'll keep possession. The dish to Carmelo. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Celtics trail by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far. Pass to Zeller. Out to the right wing. Shot clock at 6. And Thomas, here we go. Lee and O'Quinn sends it back. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. So far in the game for Anthony, he's got 10 points and he's blocked a shot today as well.
And he's clearly showing off his smarts in a few ways today. That block just being one of them. Just a savvy basketball player.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. That free throw, no good.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
Thomas checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. And a new group in for the Celtics. Olynyk, he's checked in for Zeller. Urebko comes in for Crowder. Marcus Smart's checked in for Bradley. And it's Turner in for Thomas. And the second free throw, good. Celtics trail by 5. And Turner kicks to Urebko. Here's the screen. There's the triple. And Smart the bucket on the assist by Urebko. And that's 10 points for Marcus Smart.
Terrific screen that time by Turner.
Right side, Thomas. Here's Anthony. He's coming off a 34-point game against Milwaukee. Some nice passing by New York here. And a missed layup. The Celtics have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Olynyk can't hit. Outside Thomas. This one for 3. David Lee comes up with the rebound. Boston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And it's Turner off the drive. Out left to the wing. Lee passes to Turner. Back to Lee from about 16. Another shot. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
A different look for New York. Serafin comes in for Robin Lopez. And Derek Williams subbed in for Carmelo Anthony.
And Evan Turner is one of those guys, he just gives you a little bit of everything. I mean, he can play multiple positions, handles the ball, he can pass it, shoot it. Kind of a Swiss Army jackknife who uses multiple tools to his advantage.
A tight game here in New York. The pass to Smart. Olynyk dishes to Urebko. Olynyk sets a screen for Smart. To the middle, off the pick. And the basket by Olynyk. Olynyk's got his first basket. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck, how about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
That's not the visual I was looking for right now, but there have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Thomas kicks to Williams. Back to Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas. And here's Boston. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Screen by Lee. There's a good screen. And Turner kicks to Olynyk. Got a hand on it. Follow against Turner. A follow outside. Thomas gets a wide open look. It's good from long range. Thomas got 6.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Lee, a screen on Grant. And Turner kicks to Lee. Here's Jerebko. He's guarded by Thomas. Jerebko, the pass to Olynyk. Shot clock at 5. Puts it up from 12. That's good. Olynyk's got it all tied up now for Boston.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful.
Lee against Williams. Grant outside. Now here's Seraphin. Guarded closely. Outside Thomas. Second chance shot. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession for the Knicks. Zinkas, he's checked in for Thomas. And it's Vujicic in for Aaron Aflalo. Grant kicks to Williams. There's 1:17 left in the first half. Dishes to Vujicic. He feeds it to Seraphin. Pass to Porzingis. 5 on the clock. Kicks it to Grant. 3-pointer. No good. Good work defensively by Turner. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. Turner against Williams. Right side Turner. He kicks it to Lee. They grab their own miss.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Williams.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Well, David Lee with the Golden State Warriors began his career with the New York Knicks. We're talking about him and his play, and it's sometimes hard to get a good compass on what kind of player he is.
Yeah, you know, he was drafted 30th when he came out and certainly played above that draft slot. Then when he re-upped for the 6 years, $80 million, people started to wonder if he was able to play to that value.
And he makes both free throws.
And getting back to David Lee, before the big contract, he was putting up some huge lines. I mean, he was the first Knick to go 30 and 20 in a game since the great Patrick Ewing. And he became the first NBA player to record at least 35 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists since Kareem back in 1976.
Passes it to Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. And he gets the bucket. Porzingis has got 12 points in the game.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Turner dishes to Olynyk. No good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Jose, I saw you speaking with Coach. How did he critique the team's performance during the first half, and what did he tell you guys to change as that second quarter progressed?
Well, it was just like kind of like no effort, like just soft, going soft to the basket, going soft to run the ball. So we just got to, just grab that ball, attack the basket, and that's all. That's what we did. We started attacking the basket. We started being a little bit more aggressive. That was all. It was good plays, but just too soft.
You certainly played with authority, Jose. Thanks for the time. Gentlemen?
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. During the second quarter, they were the better team, outscoring the opposition by a nice margin, and were able to end the half in a tied ball game. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they're doing a great job of pushing the action and getting to the foul line. They aren't just pulling up for uncontested shots. They're making the defense react to them. In transition, on the dribble, and with those quick cuts, they're in attack mode. That's dangerous. To beat them, you need to force them to play more defensively.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
I really like how they limited turnovers. You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice passes. When you can play like this and cut back turnovers, it can add up to over 10, 8, 12, 15, 16 easy points, Ernie. I don't know how many points, a lot of easy points. They'll be in good shape if they can keep making the same smart plays.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. The Knicks shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. They've got Porzingis. He's out there with Robin Lopez. Anthony is out there with Aflalo. And it's Galloway in at the point. That's Derek Fisher's 5 as we get going into the second half. Boston shooting at 51%. Really solid. Pick by Zeller. Outside Thomas. Clock at 6. Sullinger with a screen for Thomas. Wants to get it to Zeller and does. And it's sent back by Lopez. Crowder's gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field here. Galloway, the pass to Lopez. Some nice passing by New York here. For the lead, Anthony's shot is off.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Outside Thomas. The good-looking shot from the wing. Thomas got the first points of the second half here for Boston. New York trailing. To the inside. Here's Lopez. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand. But freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
And both free throws good for Lopez.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one. For Lopez, he's got 8 points, and he's been a brick wall today with all those blocks.
You got that right. He's giving them serious doubts about bringing the ball to the rim.
Bradley against the Aflalo, and it's Bradley off the drive. And Sullinger kicks to Bradley. There's 3-pointers off the mark.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Galloway, the pass to Lopez. Down low, here's Aflalo. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Aflalo's got his first points in this one. Celtics have gotten just 1 of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And Sullinger kicks to Crowder. Sullinger is screen on Anthony. Outside Thomas. Inside. Here's Sullinger, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys, and he made it look easy that time.
And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.
Sullinger did continue to improve last year, Clark, but you can't ignore that he had to miss time once again.
Yeah, and you hope that he'll be able to stay healthy for a full year at some point. When he's on the floor, he's a hard matchup for just about every team in the league.
And Thomas now, top of the key. Kicks it out to Bradley. Sullinger outside. The feed to Thomas. Poked away. Now here's Aflalo. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Back to Anthony. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Avery Bradley.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Shooting for New York, Carmelo Anthony. At the line for two.
That's good from Anthony. Good on both. The Celtics have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Outside Thomas. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
2 shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
Looking at the game for Thomas, he has 8 points, and he's been delivering a healthy dose of helpers, too.
He really has, Clark. Always with his head up, looking to make the pass, trying to find the open man.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York. Thomas comes in for Porzingis. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
Now Thomas, 6 points for him. He dishes it to Anthony. Misses from short range. The Celtics shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Thomas passes to Sullinger. Back to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. Feeds to Sullinger. Great D that time from Thomas. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. There's the dish to Galloway. Looking for Anthony and gets it there. And it's Anthony again missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And it's Bradley off the drive, and O'Quinn sends it back. And so here is New York. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Thomas kicks to Crowder. Boston again missing.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
and very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Thomas goes in. Here's Zeller. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got assist number 5 here tonight.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And Anthony gets double teamed. Lets it go with the 3. The shot is off. Now Boston takes it the other way. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Right side, Thomas. Softly drops in the floater. And now just a 1-point Knicks lead.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining a level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable.
New York calls timeout.
And talking about Sullinger, you wonder if he's been in the right scheme for the past couple years. He's not a three-point shooter. He's a back-to-the-basket banger. You want proof? Only hit 28% from behind the arc last season, and that was his career high.
And the Knicks making a change here. Calderon's checked in. New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break.
You know, on the topic of Sullinger, guys, he said publicly that people are doubting him. And he's right. I mean, until he gets in better shape and stays that way, there will always be questions surrounding that part of his game. Hopefully for him going forward, he can be more Duncan than Diop in the way he treats his body.
And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Lee's check in. Sullinger. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for New York.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but they've been killing it from the free throw line tonight. Those points keep adding up as we go along.
Here's Lee. And again, it's Boston converting. Calderon with it. Here's Galloway to the inside. And stolen by Zeller. And pushing it up. Here's Boston for the lead. Thomas, no luck.
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says, but still anybody's game.
And the basket by Thomas. Thomas got 9 points.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Greg, no question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
Screen by Lee. Bradley dishes to Zeller. Thomas up top. He's got 10, and a wide open look for Zeller. That's good, and it's Thomas picking up the assist. 10 points for Tyler Zeller. New York's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Anthony, the pass to Galloway. Back to Anthony. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Anthony's got 6 points in the quarter.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Bradley drives in. Here's Lee. It's rebounded by New York. And here is Anthony. 17 points in the game. Pass to O'Quinn. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far to say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk. Huh?
I can feel that.
Sending a message.
How about, guys, that's one of those dunks that you probably want in your career highlight reel.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
And David Lee missing time early last season with that hamstring injury also opened the door up for Draymond Green to kind of take that starting power forward role. And give Lee credit, though. Didn't sulk, just threw himself into his new role as a super sub.
Greg, you're talking about David Lee, the 2-time All-Star. Pretty much a starter most of his career, though. A big change, Clark, as he came off the bench this past season after he was injured in the preseason.
Yeah, you know, you think about his game, though, Kevin. Highly skilled, mobile, smart, gives you energy and scoring. I think he's ideal coming off the bench.
Good on the second free throw. New York leading by 5. Over to the wing. Thomas with the steal. Here's Turner. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Turner's got 5 points so far.
Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
And now just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Outstanding play in the open court.
Grant down low. Thomas is there. Vujacic offline with his 3. Celtics trail by 3. There's the pass to Smart. Dishes it to Olynyk. And Thomas, here we go. The rebound by Grant. New York's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Williams kicks to Serafin. Turner with the steal. Pushing it up. Oh, trying for it. Stolen by Grant. Now, here's Thomas. He's got 9. Nobody near Williams. That's tipped. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Thomas, that's good.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
The Knicks have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%. Grant kicks to Vujacic. Pass to Williams. Grant outside. Clock at 6. Back to Williams. Right through the D for the layup. Williams has got his second bucket.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Thomas kicks to Olynyk. It's hauled in by Thomas. Thomas got 6 rebounds now in the game. Grant against Thomas. 1:37 left in the third. Right side, Williams. And is back to the basket for over 5. That'll be a turnover. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to show you the teams leading the league in assists this season. Number 1, the Knicks.
The beauty of watching this team is seeing the ball move around the court. It doesn't stick. That's why they're at the top of that list.
.129 left to play in the third. They set the pick. Thomas dishes to Turner. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Thomas.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
And Derek Williams, the basket on the assist by Grant. And that's now 6 points for Williams. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And you guys, he was once considered a tweener, but now I think Derek Williams has kind of settled in to that 4 position. Seems to be the best position fit for him at this stage of his career.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Knicks. Porzingis comes in for Thomas. Celtics also with a sub. Jerebko's checked in. So it's Boston now. Last year, Williams did find a nice niche playing the 4. Still, his minutes and numbers, Clark, remain low.
Well, it's unfair because he was drafted so high, top 5 when he came out, and I don't think he'll ever live up to that draft position. The highlight dunks are great, but he's got to find other ways to continue to grow.
Lopez inside. He's against Jerebko. Lopez, no luck.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
In the corner, Smart with it. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Now Grant. Lopez a screen. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Lopez has got 10 points. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's the Knicks. They're up by 5. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Celtics trail by 5. On the floor for Boston. Sullinger and Zeller are the duo down low. Smart and Bradley the guards. And it's Crowder in at the small forward position. Bradley passes to Zeller. Lopez with the block. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. And so it's Boston with it. Clock at 6. Crowder kicks to Bradley. Buries it from three-point range. Bradley's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Celtics. The Knicks shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Bradley against the Flalo. And that is good. And the Knicks lead by 4.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And Jared Sullinger, the bucket on the assist from Smart. Smart's got his 3rd assist on the night. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. From deep. Rebound Boston. Crowder's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Smart kicks to Zeller. Now it's Anthony running. He can go all the way. And he slams it down right on top of Jared Sullinger.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. The Knicks leading by 4. And Flalo kicks to Lopez. New York moving the ball around. It's stolen by Sullinger. Passes it to Smart. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Sullinger the screen. Bradley pops loose off the pick and hammers it home.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Celtics making a switch here. Thomas is checked in. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. He feeds it to Zeller. They set the pick. Lopez with the block. And they get it back. But they recover it. It's Bradley on the wing. Zeller setting the pick for Bradley. 5 to shoot to tie it up. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Take a look at what Zeller's been doing. He's got 10 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
Shooting for New York, Tyler Zeller. At the line for 2.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. And it's tied up with that one. New York calls timeout.
That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Derek Fisher was giving to his team. With the game hanging in the balance, he tried to give his players some added motivation, saying, quote, "This is the time, guys. Right now. Be in this moment. Do your job, and we'll get the win." Back to you.
Galloway, the pass to Lopez. Aflalo, no good.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those playing.
Thomas kicks to Sullinger. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got his 8th assist in the game. For New York, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That is his first foul of the game.
That's a tough break for the D. He took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. And he gets it to go. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. This one is tight.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Sullinger dishes to Crowder. Zeller, a screen on Anthony. Crowder, the pass to Bradley. 6 to shoot. He's looking for Sullinger and finds him. The 8-footer. That's tipped. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Sullinger's got 9 points now in just the second half. The Knicks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Outside Anthony. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. It's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
Sullinger with the bucket.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Kicks it to Anthony. The second chance effort, and it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. And so it's New York with it. Here's Porzingis. No good off the front iron. Bradley against the Aflalo. Crowder kicks to Zeller. The Celtics working the ball around now. The feed to Bradley. He dishes it to Crowder. Thomas goes in. Pass to Crowder. Lots of room. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board. Anthony's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And the pass to Porzingis. Back to Anthony. Here's Porzingis, defended by Crowder. Here's Aflalo. Pass to Porzingis. Bradley against Aflalo. 17-foot shot on the way. And Anthony with the basket on the assist by Aflalo. Afflalo's got assist number 8 now on the night. Feeds it to Bradley. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
The drive by Lopez. And that one is hammered home.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
Sellinger, no good. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. High post Lopez. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
There's the pick. Pick by Zeller. Thomas goes in. Good D by Lopez.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Anthony on the wing. Passes it to Porzingis. Down low. Ball's knocked loose. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Bradley's got the ball. And yes, sir, that one drops.
It's just what the doctor ordered here. Boy, have they needed him here in the fourth.
Yes, they have. He's made all 4 of his shots this quarter, Greg. Definitely looking to be a dangerous guy.
Taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down, Greg. Started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
Free throw good from Bradley.
You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting, injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now.
Anthony, the pass to Porzingis. Down low, Lopez. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession. And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite the last 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball. With just a little more seasoning, I really feel like the skies are the limit.
And Lopez throws it down. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Langston Galloway's checked in for New York. That's good from Lopez. Bradley with the ball. Outside Thomas. Picked him clean. Anthony, the pass to Porzingis, and that one is stuffed right through.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
Celtics trail by 5. And here is Thomas. Outside Bradley. In the corner, Crowder with it. No luck. So New York will take it the other way. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Anthony. To the middle. Nice shot by Porzingis. Now it's a 7-point Knicks lead.
Has he risen to the challenge down the stretch, or what? 3 or 4 here in the fourth.
Thomas dishes the lead. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Crowder kicks to Thomas. That will fall for his 7th bucket, 7 for 15 in this game.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
Not when the game's hanging in the balance. That makes it a little different. He was going to get to the rim no matter who was standing in the way on that one.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Good on that shot. With that, the Knicks lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Bradley.
He's really stepped it up this quarter. Looks like he's determined to get them out of this hole all by himself.
Here's Porzingis. He's covered by Zeller. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
That free throw good from Porzingis. Celtics trail by 6. Now a timeout called by Boston. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
I mean, he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brad Stevens was giving to his team. The focus of their discussion was getting their offense to run through Bradley. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Gentlemen, some late-game adjustments that could prove crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks again, Doris. Thomas kicks to Zeller. Zeller, a screen on Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Lee.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Anthony, the pass to Galloway. Aflalo outside. He kicks to Galloway. Here's Porzingis. The three-pointer, no good. Celtics trail by 4. Here's Thomas. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Anthony, the pass to Porzingis. New York moving the ball around. There's the dish to Carmelo. Lopez, a screen on Bradley. Anthony kicks to Lopez. Here's Galloway. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Great move to the hoop on that one there. He didn't let his height disadvantage dictate that matchup.
Look at the game Galloway has been having. He has 9 points and 8 dimes.
And guys, really impossible to say where he's been better, offensively or defensively.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's not missed a beat at either end. That's obvious.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They trail by 7. There's 49 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Lee. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
It's Anthony with the drive.
Didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the ropes, They started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're losing by 9. 29 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Austin with the ball. They trail by 9 points. Lee sets a screen for Smart. Here's Jerebko. Thomas with the block. And he recovers it. Balanced scoring, Clark, for them. They're moving it well.
Yeah, you love to see teams share the sugar. Everybody getting a touch, everybody enjoying an opportunity to score. That makes it a lot of fun for everybody on the court.
You know, it sounds better when you say it than watching it. Okay? I like better when you say it. Sharing the sugar.
You might want to cut down on that sugar intake, though, Clark. But anyway, everybody's been involved in this offense here early on, and it has a way of helping you defensively.
So it's New York picking up the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Jose, obviously the offense was very sharp from the start. What were you saying to the team before and during the game about the approach you were looking to get to?
The only thing I wanted to say to the guy today was just be a little bit more patient. Don't go too fast. If we don't have a good shot, let's just run like a high screen or something. It's a better option than a bad shot. You know, so I think we understand that. We execute a little bit better the plays. The ball went where we wanted to. So I think it was great. Everybody did a great job today.
Jose, thank you. Kevin?
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And time now to head over to Ernie Johnson for the 2K postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Robin Lopez.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Well, his ability to get into the paint, get to the rim was deadly. For a guy who's mainly a perimeter shooter, it was remarkable how many of his points came right at the bucket.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
straight jump from SoCal, Hollywood to the slums. Get burnt by the California sun on the west side. East Coast, where you at? Just got to New York like a net on a jet to London. To Brazil, to Quebec, like the whole world took effect to Ferg. Tell them, lay back, slow down. Better represent when we come to your town. So lay back, slow down. What you represent when we come to your town? Say, get in with the business, I'ma be there in a minute. I just booked a Paris ticket, thinking Russia need a visit. I'ma run it to the limit, and me on my way to Venice. LA got the people saying, Brooklyn saying, Hacienda saying, Vegas saying, Rio saying, Tokyo saying, Down Under saying, Miami saying, Jamaica. Every city, every state, every country you know, all around the globe. Every city, every state, every country you know, this is how it goes. Tell them where I'm at, from the plaque to the everything fat, got muzzled on a track, my girls all stacked. When I roll down the window, let me know where you at. Atlanta, North, South, Kekalak, Texas Grill, Cadillacs, through Miami, then back to London, Jamaica, then France, the whole world took effect to fart. Tell them, lay back, slow down, better represent when we come to your town. So lay back, slow down, what you represent when we come to your town. Say, get in with the business when I come from Kansas City, hit Manila till it's Christmas, out to India, visit Puerto Rico, is this visit, bring my people back to Venice. LA got the people saying, Moscow saying, España, Kingston saying, San Diego saying, Shutdown saying, Germany saying, La Puente saying, Ibiza. Every city, every state, every country you know, all around the globe. Every city, every state, every country you know, this is how it goes. Every city, every state, every country you know, all around the globe. Every city, every state, every country you know, this is how it goes. LA got the people saying, Amsterdam saying, Frisco saying, Switzerland saying, Sao Paulo saying, Joburg saying, Mexico saying, Stockholm saying, Jamaica. Feel whatever you like to like it. Yes, you can join us now. We like to love it. We like to love it. We like to love it.
Quando eu me vi só nesse lugar, eu pensei que preciso sair pra me libertar. Seja com quem for, a minha vida cantar, nunca no mesmo lugar. Seja sozinho a dois, o resto eu vejo depois. Mas só em pensar que fica só fácil, porque me disse só você que me desce. Aí pensando desse esse quatro falar